When you go to post your story on your blog site, a successful blog has a few key elements to it that I want to point out to you today. And these are the elements that you really want to spend effort into to doing this well. I'm going to show you a former student of mine from a few years ago, his blog, a specific blog post, but his blog site, if you'll see, as you'll see, is very clean. It's fresh, it's engaging, and it's visually very appealing. So the first key element that you want to put a lot of effort into, and we'll discuss this in our upcoming lecture on headlines, is your headline. Your headline is the first thing that readers will see when they come to your page. It's the first thing that that will capture their attention on social media if you post the link. And it holds true across the board. If you're reading a newspaper or a magazine, what's the first thing that catches your eye, probably perhaps even before the image? It's what the headline says. It captures your attention. It needs to be engaging. It needs to be relevant, of course, to the content. And he does a great job here. His story is about this coffee maker, and he's very creative here. It's brewing success, a map maker's fresh approach to coffee. And right below that is the map maker's image. And so you immediately get this connection that this is the person that we're talking about, and he's a coffee maker. So you get that connection immediately right below it. So you have the headline, it relates to the content, and then we go down. And you also see that he has a caption to his image. We don't really know who this person is, or we wouldn't know who this person is. We would only assume based on the headline, but he also goes the extra step and gives the readers a caption that tells us who this person is. So those are the things that you want to pay attention to. Your headline, your first strong lead image, and then any caption that needs to be there. As he goes down, he's got a nice clean layout. He's got paragraph breaks here. He's got some pull-out quotes that give a little bit more of a pop to his visual layout here. And we'll continue down. He's got some great images of coffee. Of course, it's related to his content there. More pull-out quotes, some other creative ways to do that. The circle isn't necessarily my thing, but it's creative, it's different. And then if we continue down here, he's got some really great relevant images, again, with captions here. And the last thing he has down here is a video clip. Now, I'll send a video tutorial on how to add video to your blog post if I haven't already. It's really simple. You don't have to upgrade to anything. You don't have to physically upload your content. As long as you have a YouTube link, it should be really easy just to drop that in. But he has this video here, and the video, of course, is relevant to his story. He actually does a little a video tutorial of how he does coffee. So it's a great added element to his overall blog post. 5 simple tips for amazing French press coffee, and it was very relevant to his story. Another thing that I'm not sure if he actually included directly, but something else that you want to include is relevant links. Now, if this person had a business that you could go check out their website. I'm not sure that this person did, but if you had a website, I would also want to include the link to that website. And anytime you're covering a business story, as we'll be doing in the next couple weeks, or an event, if there's an organization page, any relevant links like that, you want to include that on your page. So the key takeaways that I want you to remember is a strong leading headline, a related image that leads you into the story, and then your nice, clean, bright text. Sometimes people like to put a black background with light colored text. I would avoid those strong colors because it makes it really hard on the eye. If your layout allows you to do that, if your template allows you to have a nice, clean layout, that's something that you want to be aware of. And then captions with those images, those relevant images, any related links. And of course, relevant video clips. He did this video clip down here, but perhaps you've done an interview and you want to include just a sound bite of that person speaking. You don't have to include a whole 20-minute interview. In fact, I would discourage you from doing that unless it's a really compelling thing. But any video that you have, you want to include that on your page as well. Not just images, but video. And anything that you want that you can add to your blog post to make it clean, to make it engaging and relevant. One thing you want to be aware of is statistically, when a person goes to your site, the first thing that they see, of course, is your headline. That's what captured their attention, intrigued their interest, and made them want to click into your story. So that, of course, is the first thing, as I noted. But the further down they go on your page, the further down they read, the less readers you have. So let's say statistically you start off with 20 readers. This is looking at your analytics, and we'll get into that down the road. But let's say you have 20 readers on your page. As you move down, you have less and less, fewer and fewer readers. So by the time you get to the bottom, you're pretty lucky if you even have one reader who got all the way down to the bottom. So something I might have encouraged him to do is to move that video up higher if he really wanted people to see it. Now, this video wasn't directly important to the story. It was just an added element, so it's fine that he placed it down here. That was just kind of a goodie at the end. But it is important to put all your most important content up high because, as I said, the further down you go on a page, the fewer readers you're going to have down there. So those are the key takeaways that I want as I'm giving you feedback on your blogs, and as you go to post your next blog, I want you to be aware of these things. And of course, as I always say, if you have any questions or need some feedback on something before you get to that point, I'm always happy to help.